You know that feeling when life just feels chaotic, like you're constantly pushing, constantly fighting just to keep your head above water. Well, today we're diving into some really beautiful, simple wisdom from Arun Dawn's book, Let It Flow. It's all about how to find that calm, not by escaping our lives, but right in the middle of them.
And this right here is the big idea. This is the heart of the whole thing. It suggests that maybe our daily struggles aren't a bunch of separate problems, but actually just one big one. We're constantly trying to swim upstream.
So, what if we've been getting it all wrong? That's the question we're going to unpack here. The book puts forward this kind of radical idea that maybe all our effort, all our trying to control everything, is actually the source of our stress. And that the real secret, the real power, is in just loosening our grip. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we can talk about flowing, we have to really understand why we're fighting in the first place. The book says our struggle starts with this constant, almost automatic resistance to the way things are.
Just think about how this shows up in your own life, right? We replay old conversations and mistakes, that's holding on to yesterday. We refuse to accept a tough situation, building these dams of resistance. Or we try to micromanage the future, clenching our fists so tight, demanding that things go exactly our way. Every single one of these is just another way of fighting that river. And the result of all that fighting? Well, it's no surprise, is it? It's that feeling of being constantly on edge, worried, and just worn out. It's the exhaustion that comes from trying to swim against a current that, let's be honest, never ever stops.
All right, so here's the turning point. After showing us the problem, the book offers this beautiful invitation. A whole new way of being that isn't about fighting harder, but about learning how to flow.
Now listen to the language here, because it's really important. It's a moment-by-moment choice. This isn't some destination you reach where you're suddenly enlightened forever. No, it's a continuous practice of choosing in this moment and then the next to just soften a little, take a breath, and let life unfold. And this is so crucial. This is not another to-do list for you to perfect. The book calls these ideas seeds. Your only job is to plant them in your awareness. You don't have to force them to grow. You just create the space and let them take root on their own time.
Okay, now we're getting to one of the most powerful ideas in the whole book. And it's all about changing the relationship you have with your own mind. It starts with this really simple but totally game-changing separation. I love this metaphor. It's so perfect. Our thoughts, the dark, stormy ones, the light, fluffy ones, they're just like clouds. They're temporary. They float by. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. You're the vast open space that they move through. Just realizing this, just watching them pass without getting swept away, that alone creates so much peace. And you know what? It's the exact same idea for our feelings. The book calls them visitors. Think about it. Anger, sadness, even intense joy. They knock on your door, they hang out for a little while, and then, if you just let them, they leave. The trick is to not lock the door and trap them inside. Your inner home, that core of you, stays peaceful no matter who comes to visit.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But what do you actually do when you're feeling overwhelmed and the river's getting rough? Well, the book gives us some wonderfully simple, practical tools.
This one might just be the most powerful of all. When you feel that wave of stress or panic hit, your first instinct is to do something, right? To react. This suggests doing the exact opposite. Just pause. That's it. Notice the feeling, stop everything, and take one single conscious breath. In that tiny little gap, you find your freedom. Here's another great one for when you feel like you're just banging your head against a wall. Think about water. Water doesn't try to smash through a boulder. It just finds a way around it. This is your reminder to soften, to be flexible, and to see if there's an easier path instead of just forcing a solution that clearly isn't working. This is such a tiny little phrase, but it has so much power. When you're in a painful or frustrating moment, instead of fighting it, I hate this, I don't want this, just gently whisper to yourself, this too. You're not saying you like it, you're just acknowledging reality. And in that moment of acceptance, the struggle just dissolves. All right, let's clear something up because this is a big one. The phrase let it flow can sound really passive, you know? Like you're just supposed to drift along with no purpose. But that's not what the book means at all. The goal isn't to stop life from happening. It's about finding your calm center while you're in the middle of it all. A river can be raging, but if you go deep enough, the current is slow and steady. You can be busy, you can be active, but you can do it all from a place of inner peace. That stillness isn't out there somewhere. You carry it inside you.
And this leads to a total reframing of the word surrender. We tend to think of it as weakness, as giving up. But in this way of thinking, surrender is an act of incredible strength. It's having the courage and the wisdom to know what you can't control, and the grace to let it be. It's how you stop fighting battles you can't win and find peace right here, right now.
And we'll end on this thought, which brings the whole idea full circle. We started out thinking of ourselves as being in the river, struggling against the current. But the ultimate realization is that you are the river. You are this natural, flowing, unfolding process. And once you really get that, you can start to trust the journey, and you can stop being so afraid of where it's going. You can simply flow.